Welcome to Deep Thought. Media shapes behavior. Media, now that's a major force, I would even say, in modern times. And when I say modern times, from the time we were able to really have mass media, from when the radio first became viable, media shapes behavior. Like if religion don't get you, and you got a lot of people, they not following a path. Oh, media will. Media will. Because think about something. Understand something with media. Understand something. It's meant to influence. Entertainment is really not meant to educate you, but to sell you something. Like if you don't believe me, watch anything. Especially, I mean, it's not as bad now that you have, cable and everything, because you can pay for it without ads. But think about just ads. What are they doing? Selling you stuff. That's when television first came about. That was the main thing. They were always brought to you by some type of company or something. They were selling you something. And somebody said, hey, people will buy this if all we have to do is put a little sexuality in it and everything. But it will influence you to buy stuff. But it also influences your behavior. See, an unfortunate thing, now in the last episode I mentioned about different spiritual paths having 3 levels. The lowest level being the masses, the herd, the sahu, the inferior man. One of the reasons that they're at that level tend to follow. Like, I want y'all to think about something. How many people actually behave the way they do? Not because it's intrinsically in them, but because they saw it in some video or something. Like there's been a lot of hoo-ha about like women, particularly black women, behaving a certain way in certain videos, and people are so worried about that influencing everyone else. It doesn't, but it will influence some people. Not everyone, but some people. How many people will dress a certain way because they saw it on TV, or behave a certain way? How many people got tattoos because, somebody famous got one? I mean, seriously, think about it. How many, very, very few people do something because of their own volition? Think about styles. I mean, we can talk about behavior, but think about how people wear their clothes. I mean, you just have stuff in there. In fact, where's that book? Where's that book? Ah, yeah. A book I highly recommend you get to really understand everything is propaganda. I highly recommend it. I will put a link to this in the description box. This little book will tell you more about how the government and corporations control how you act, and they do it primarily through the media. If they want anything, all you have to do is pay attention. In fact, I would say this, and I mentioned this before. One of the greatest lessons I learned in high school. We had a teacher, a religion class. And, ironically, he taught us very little actual religion. I don't think he cracked open a Bible. It was a Catholic school. He ain't never cracked open a Bible once. He taught us how to think. And one assignment the teacher gave us, may he rest in peace. That's another story. But he said we had to watch the ABC nightly news. But don't pay attention to the news. We had to do a report on the commercials that we saw. And ever since then, I would look at commercials. I'd be like, why do they have this? Or like when I'm watching something on a cable channel and you got all these commercials about drugs. And I'm like, all these drugs that's supposed to help you, but they got so many side effects, you probably got to get a drug for that. And I'm like, damn, Big Pharma is doing their thing. Whatever. I mean, really, if you want to pay, locate like in political contests, they pay so much money just for ads because they know people are influenced by them. It's shaping their behavior on so many things because many people are following the lead or following the style of someone they might have seen in a movie. In fact, even when I'm talking on my main channel, when I'm talking about relationships, how many guys think some super handsome dude named Chad is getting all the women because they saw it in some video. Or they looking at the movies and stuff. In fact, you got people even talking about, well, this type of behavior, and they always use the example of some fictional character. It's a fictional character. Seriously. Or you talk about stereotypical images. Stereotypical images, regardless of the race. Where do you see those images? In entertainment. But unfortunately, some people follow those images. They follow them. They don't follow what they want. They follow those images. You know? All they have to do is, if you want to influence a group of people, have someone that looks like a person within that group of people do something. And that's all you have to do. Find somebody. I don't care what the group of people is, what race they are, ethnic group, religion. Do something in a movie or something, either make them look good or bad, but you can influence them. So many people follow what they see. Indeed, that's why if you look at even news programs, have you noticed all the newscasters, regardless of race too, tend to look and sound the same. It's just like, wait a minute. You know, seriously, look at them. Now, somebody will say, well, yeah, everybody has to understand them and everything, but hold up. That's not, in reality though, people are going to be different. Everybody doesn't look and speak, have that same speech intonation and everything. You can use the excuse of it, but they're trying to promote something. Or even, you know, and that's media, any media, social media. Look how much that's influenced people. Look how much that's influenced people. You have people seriously thinking that the reality is whatever's shown on some social media, you know? Then they'll use that as an excuse. Like, let me use that Chad example, you know, in the relationship sectors. They'll say, well, Chad's going crazy over people in this video. Do you know that's the real life? How much of that is real? How you know that's real? It could be totally fake. Because first of all, if you, like say you're approaching somebody, you see somebody approach somebody in the streets and talk to them and everything, you already know it's fake. Because first of all, you have to have permission to film somebody. They have to give you permission, you know, but some people think this is real. Like I've been seeing a lot of videos lately about like those gold digger prank videos. You know, some very attractive woman, she walks past a guy, you know, don't look like he got much, then you get in the car, all of a sudden she come back. Well, first of all, somebody think, oh, that's real. Let's say, hold up. First of all, how is it that all the women are extremely attractive or extremely sexy? And where the hell is that dude going for all these women to walk by? Come on, man. Come on. You got to ask that, but some people will think it's real. Or some people will try to emulate. See, that's where it really gets dangerous. Emulate the behavior of someone they've seen in the media or in social media or something like that. Because people are looking for something. A lot of, like the primary behavior shaper should be really within the family. But you got all these other factors shaping it outside of it. Like you do have a few people, and a very few people who, usually through a combination of their natal characteristics and the circumstances in which they're growing up, will tend to be independent and be looking at stuff like, yeah, whatever. They're gonna be themselves. But then, and this is something bigger. This ain't even one of the behavior shaping forces I was gonna talk about. Well, I might get into it a little bit in the next video. But, you know, people wanna be a part of the group. They're gonna follow along just to get along. So, but it's powerful. I mean, man, I can go an hour talking about the media and still only be at the tip of the iceberg. Not the tip of the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg. But it's powerful. Understand something, like, I'm always critical of everything I see in the media. Whenever I could be sitting there watching a football game, but then I'm automatically watching the commercials and I'm like, oh, okay, somebody got a plan. They trying to promote this particular ideology, or they trying to promote this medicine, all right, you know. Even behavior and everything. So it's something to think about. But definitely, I'm gonna put a link to this book. I highly recommend you get Propaganda. Highly recommend. It's a small book, but it will give you a perspective on everything happening out here. particularly with the use of the media. So, in fact, I remember it was a former intelligence agent who said, he said it. I was in his presence. I met him at a book signing. And he said, the news is just propaganda. So, pay attention to it. And it's shaping behavior. So anyway, I want y'all to think on it. Go check out that book. Highly recommend it. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace and blessings.